So, today we're diving into an event that sounds like it's straight out of a political thriller, but it's very real: the capture of a sitting president. Let's break down how this unbelievable moment all went down. Just imagine, for a second, you wake up and see this headline: a nation's leader has been arrested. I mean, it's the kind of thing you think just can't happen in our modern world, right? It seems to break all the rules of international politics. But it did happen. And here's the real kicker. What makes this so wild isn't just that he was arrested. This wasn't some kind of internal coup or a local police matter. No, this was a full-on military operation carried out on foreign soil by a totally different country. Okay, so let's get right into the specifics. Who exactly was involved, and when did all of this happen? Here are the core facts of this pretty extraordinary event. All right, so the date, January 3rd, 2026. And the targets weren't just some high-level officials. We're talking about the sitting president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, and the First Lady, Cilia Flores. The force that carried out the capture, the United States military. So whenever something this drastic happens, the first question on everyone's mind is why, right? What could possibly be the official reason for arresting a foreign leader? Well, the answer is found in a U.S. federal indictment. The legal justification, the official paperwork for this whole operation, was a federal indictment filed in New York. And believe me, the charges were serious. This wasn't about some diplomatic disagreement. The U.S. government was leveling some heavy criminal allegations, including narcoterrorism, conspiracy to traffic cocaine, and a whole list of weapons offenses. Now, you have to understand, these charges didn't just pop up out of thin air. They were really the culmination of years of accusations coming from Washington. The U.S. had been saying for a long time that they believed Maduro's government was deeply entangled with criminal networks and drug trafficking organizations. But of course, there are two sides to this story. All throughout this time, President Maduro and his government have consistently and very forcefully denied every single one of these accusations. From their perspective, these aren't legitimate legal claims. They see it as a politically motivated attack designed to destabilize their country. So this capture wasn't some sudden, impulsive move. Not at all. It was actually the final play in a very long game of escalating pressure. Let's trace the steps that led right up to this moment. And to give you a sense of just how high the stakes had become, check this out. The U.S. State Department put up a massive $50 million reward. $50 million for any information that would lead to his arrest. You know, that kind of money sends a pretty clear message. This was a top priority. So when you lay it all out, you can really see the clear progression. It all started with accusations years ago. Then came the squeeze of economic sanctions. That was followed by that massive multi-million-dollar bounty. Each step just kept cranking up the pressure, all of it leading to that military operation on January 3rd. Which brings us to the operation itself. I mean, how exactly did U.S. forces manage to capture a sitting head of state on his own home turf? Well, according to the sources, it was a classic special forces operation. We're talking a surprise strike, super early in the morning, right in Venezuela's capital, Caracas. The whole mission was swift, and the objective was crystal clear: get Maduro and his wife, and get them on a flight to New York to face the American justice system. And that is exactly why this story just exploded into front-page news all over the globe. An action like this is incredibly rare in modern history. It directly challenges these fundamental ideas of national sovereignty and international law, forcing the entire world to stop and pay attention. And this brings us to what happens next. The capture is complete, but now the whole world is watching to see what the fallout will be. We are completely in uncharted territory here. There's really no historical playbook for a trial like this. What this all means is that a foreign head of state is now set to stand trial inside the American judicial system. This is a development that will be watched like a hawk by legal experts and governments everywhere because it has the potential to set a new and very controversial precedent. This entire event leaves us with a fundamental and really challenging question. Does one country have the right to reach across its borders and prosecute the leader of another? Or is that a power that should only belong to a nation's own people and its own institutions? There are no easy answers here, and the outcome of this trial could end up reshaping the rules of international power for years to come.